Hola, 'tis I, Alicia. And so here I wanted to give you a little peek. We'll call it a peek into how I use my decks, the True Crime and Conspiracy deck and the Tell It Like It Is Tarot. Now, the True Crime and Conspiracy deck, when I created this, I wanted a deck that I could use for obviously true crime and conspiracy theories for when I want to go down a rabbit hole. Now, this deck is rather large, and you might not want to use it all the time for every type of reading. So, when I go through a deck, depending on what the topic is going to be about, if I'm going to read about conspiracy, I will go through the deck and I will say, does this apply to a conspiracy reading, or could this apply to a conspiracy reading? Yes. Could this? Perhaps, based on what the topic is about. If I'm reading on a conspiracy about maybe someone taking another person from their home, maybe I want to have this here, maybe I don't. It's up to you to decide what you think matters. So maybe if conspiracy, I would probably put that in a conspiracy for sure. This one I would, this I would. This one, maybe not. This one I might put into the true crime category for myself. This could be here. This maybe could go here, maybe could go here. Up to you, right? Timeline issue, I usually put into a true crime. This one always goes into conspiracy, although conspiracy and true crime intermingle. And if I was looking into a reading about this and other issues related to it, then I might switch it. This usually goes over here. This one goes over here. Basically, instead of going through and saying, oh yeah, these are all the conspiracy cards, this could be, but it could be over here, these can go in whatever piles you want, right? Now, as I go through this, and even surveillance could be in true crime. But as I do my readings, I kind of, figure out which way things go. Usually I'm not thinking there's too many aliens or body doubles in a true crime reading. Usually that's not popping up. But, maybe we have this, maybe we have that. And I just go through the deck. I'm going to figure out where I want to have these. And sometimes if I have this deck sitting on my selenite plate, that I usually have it there, I will have these separated already. So it's not something that I have to go through and sort every time. It just depends on how you want to use the deck. That's why I kind of enjoy the way that I can mix match and put things together. This one, false flag, usually always is over here. This one, obviously, these are over here. Crossroad, sometimes I take that as a travel card. Fear, this is usually here. Fired, this one, this one, this one, in case I'm looking at people involved. Obviously, sometimes this can come up for either pile. This can come up sometimes for either pile. Locations. Sometimes if there's something involved with this, you never know. That could mean like somebody has a debt that they are owed. This can work too. Let's see what else. Let's finish this off. Yep. The family. Some of these are like again, maybe you don't need the serial killer card in there. Maybe that doesn't make sense for what you're looking at here, right? Depends on the questions that you're asking. Okay, I think we're settled here. Okay, now, as I've got them sorted, right, we can see that true crime usually for me is a bigger deck than the conspiracy pile. And so let's just do, like say we're going to do a sample reading, and I want to find out if the moon landing was fake. Okay, so I'm going to put my true crime pile cards over here to the side. And I'm just going to, you can do however you like to shuffle cards. These cards are playing card size, so I like to do my regular shuffle. You can do the overhand shuffle. However it is that you like to shuffle cards, if you want to just move them all around and make a, you know, this kind of swirly mess thing, go for it. That's not usually my jam. Bothers me because I can't shuffle them good enough in my eyes. Anyhow, so now if I'm going to say, I'm going to make also, before I do any of my tarot work, I open up a circle of protection. And so that is up to you if you'd want to do that. Of course, I'm going to totally advise you do that. And then you close your circle after you're done with your reading. So when I've opened up my circle, I'm asking for protection. I'm asking for my spirit team to come in and be here with me. I'm also asking for the truth and nothing but the truth. And I'm asking for the knowledge that we are allowed to have at the time that I'm doing the reading. And I do that all before I'm hopping on and making a reading for either YouTube or for a client. Now, I want to know, has the moon landing been fake? Is there a fake landing? Let's see what we get. Then I'm going to divide my pile into 3 and plop them on top. Up to you. Some people split them in half. Totally up to you. Alright, so then I'm going to start seeing what cards pop up. Now, these would be like, what would he have to do with the moon landing? I don't know. But that's a part of the fun in pulling out the cards. You're just pulling these out and you're like, what in the world would all of these have to do? Now, how many you pull? Up to you. How you're going to interpret them? Up to you. So, let's see here. I usually make my own connections on some of these. This I'm not sure. And here we go. There's that. Okay. So for me, I feel like just tapping your intuition. You're like, okay, that feels good. I'm going to look here. And I'm going to say, okay, so there's something weird going on with this. I'm starting to think, okay, we have some body doubles. We're faking some technology in terms of what we're seeing here. So might lead me into thinking that this is faked. Then I'm going to think over here and I'm like, why would I get this card? Now, I also have this card, organized crime. And we know that they're going to be seeking some justice against these people in the near future as I'm recording this in the end of 2021. I would say, hey, what does he do? He does that thing that starts with the word traffic and then it ends with the ing type thing. So then I'd be like, does that mean what they're actually doing up there on the moon? It is some type of, where did I see that card? There might be saying that, oh, it's part of a portal and we're doing something up there. We know that these people could be possibly involved with that type of thing. Interesting. Somebody at some point is going to be seeking some justice. These people would be doing this, shuffling people up to the moon, right? For this work, and that has to do with this work. Okay, so those make sense. This, I could say, okay, this could actually have to do with cryptocurrency, or this could just have to deal with some type of money, not necessarily this form of money. Now, water supply. I could take this as like there's water supply. Maybe there's some on the moon. I don't know. I could also take that like water is necessary for survival for humans, but maybe I'm going to look at, is this a supply of people for these sickos over here, perhaps? There's an accident. I don't know quite about this accident, and I don't know quite about the weird science. If we're doing something to these people up there, maybe we are. What's the accident about? I don't know. So then at this point, I would look at this and I say, hey, let me take out my tarot cards because this will give me more information that I am seeking. So if I'm going to, let's pull this one off to the side. Pull this off to the side. Let's just go in here and see about this. In mental health, this could almost be about like playing mind games with people, right? Let's find out more about the secret program and what's this body double fake thing have to be? Okay, so then I'll be like looking here, moving my deck over. And it's almost here. I'm looking at like there's some type of burden. We're coming into this, and it's like behind televising this landing, right? That's what it's looking like. We have some faking going on. There's some mental health. This is my energy behind the situation card. Being showing some indecision, right? So why would there be some indecision behind this? Okay, because it's like we're looking at a way of, we've already sold that we're going to go up on the moon to the public, right? And we need to make this movie happen for them. Otherwise, they're not going to trust us anymore, and it's going to cause some like mass pissed offness with the masses. So this is why now we're gonna kind of massage how the public is going to perceive this. Later on, they might find out. They might be kind of all sorts of mad. But right now, this is what we need to do. We need a victory as we're moving forward. This is more important than anything else going on because we have some political stuff going on, right? So I'm just using the tarot cards to clarify clusters of cards that I have put together where my intuition's leading me to go, right? Now, if I wanted to do a true crime reading, it's going to be much of the same process, right? Say if I wanted to look into the Black Dahlia case, say, let me see what I can find out there. And I'm asking the question in my head as I'm going through and shuffling the cards. However long you want to shuffle the cards is up to you. Whatever floats your boat. Don't worry about if someone says you have to do anything a certain amount of times or in a specific way. If you don't feel called to do it that way, then don't. All right, so let's see. Interesting. Oh my. Okay, so now it's again, I'm looking here about what is the story intuitively. What is this telling me? Oh my. Oh dear. So this is, okay. Interesting. Interesting, right? This becomes like, it's almost a puzzle for you to kind of figure out. Now, so just quick, because we're not going to go and do a whole reading on this, although this is totally interesting to me. What I would get off of this to begin with is when she was missing to somebody, and somehow law enforcement's going to find out about her. But I would double check it. Or maybe I'm not so sure. She transported via road. That is one way I could take this. I could also take that we have a serial killer here, possibly. He has a partner in crime. He might have been at a crossroads about what he was going to do with her. Obviously, there's something going on here in which I think that the witness can be this partner in crime, so I'm going to pair those together. This killer, it looks like he's got some level of jealousy. Either he's dating her or think he's going to date her. She might be thinking, oh, we're going to get married. She's thinking that might solve a lot of my debt problems. I don't know if she had debt problems or not, right? Now, school, I might want to look into it. Was she going to classes to learn something? What does this have to do with anything? Mountains and beach, this could have been, it's not where she was found, but this could have been places that they went, that there were significant things that happened there. He may have given her a specific gift. This gift might be very important. He may have given her money to help her with her debts. There might be something to track down there. Maybe he gave her a gift of he was going to send her to school. Maybe he gave her a gift of a wedding ring. I don't know, but then I would go in again with the tarot deck and I would say, hey, let me see what I can figure out. And then also, lastly, since y'all seen me use those tokens, I love to use those tokens with my reading. So I'll show them to you again here. So in case you want to go get your own, they are the clarifier tokens. They are from this shop on Etsy. So you can pause it and look at it and go find it. And these are the tokens that I use with my readings. They give me a lot more information for me to tune into. Each of these tokens, I have a set where these are all plastic tokens. Each set is two-sided. So we have this one, and then we have this one. Okay, so you have two-sided tokens, so double the fun of picking. So that's this, but you can choose to use them. You don't need to use them. You can get plenty of information by simply using what you're finding here in the cards and pulling a tarot spread to figure out what happened. You know, the school, and you could pull one card, you could pull as many cards as you want, but totally up to you. And that's it. So thanks so much for watching this video and purchasing the Tell It Like It Is Tarot and the True Crime and Conspiracy decks.